What's poppin' people, I'm Rated D and I've tested positive for swag. Now in this video I wanted to talk about the PlayStation 5, and I also want to put it out, long in advance. Next year, 2018, I'm gonna have a lot of videos about the PlayStation 5, okay? Keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be very similar to the E3 leaked news, rumors types of videos that I've done in the past, and I'm really excited about that. I know we're not quite to the end of this console generation, but we're slowly getting there, So let's get on to the topic of the PlayStation 5 real quick. So Michael Pachter had said that he expects the PlayStation 5 to come out in 2020. Now I can definitely see that happening, but I want to ask you guys, what I think is it's going to come out in 2019, okay? I want to know what you guys think about the release date for the PlayStation 5. When do you guys think it's coming out? For me, the reason I say 2019 is that, well, the reasons are these reasons. So the PS4 came out in 2013, very end of the year. And since then, we've had a lot of delays, we know that, but we've had a lot of huge releases. Just think about it. The Last Guardian came out. Gran Turismo Sport came out. Uncharted 4 came out. We know The Last of Us 2 is in development. The new God of War is soon to release in 2018. Drive Club, Little Big Planet 3, a new Killzone, we've had Horizon, Days Gone is coming out, Detroit's coming out. We have so many huge games that have been released and are going to be released that are exclusives. I haven't even touched upon Tearaway and Dreams, just so much stuff. We've had an insane amount of content for PlayStation. The only things that are really left are these, okay? We have the games coming out in 2018, which we know, I think it was Shuhei Yoshida or Sean Layden had said that the first half of 2018 is going to be packed with exclusives like, Days Gone and God of War and things like that. So a lot of the games that we still know about are to release in early 2018, okay? Then the end of 2018, we're probably going to get, if we have something like PlayStation All-Stars 2, we'll have something like that. And then after that, we don't really have anything aside from Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2. Now let's look back at the PlayStation 3 life cycle for a moment. The Last of Us came out in 2013 after the PS4 was already announced. So I definitely think it's possible that The Last of Us 2, and I think it was Gustavo Santaolalla had said that it was going to come out in 2019. I think, go to Robin Gaming's channel and check out the video he made about that. I can't remember the specific details, but I believe it was 2019 was the internal release date for The Last of Us 2. So we have The Last of Us 2, I definitely think it's coming out in 2019. Death Stranding, that's going forward, big time right now. I think that's going to come out 2019 as well. If not, maybe it'll be like cross-gen PS4, PS5. Or if the PS5 is backwards compatible, then it'll just come out for PS4 and it'll be backwards compatible with PS5. But so, Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2, I think, are both coming out in 2019. After that, there's nothing. You know what I mean? There is nothing. And when you look at the lifespan of the PlayStation 4, 3 years after the PlayStation 4 came out, we had the PS4 Pro release. Now, I myself still don't even have a PS4 Pro. Quite frankly, the only game that I would genuinely benefit from buying a PS4 Pro right now, because I still only use a 1080p TV, there's no need for a 4K TV right now. Because, sure, you might have some 4K Blu-rays, but, let's face it, sports games are still only broadcast in 720p. Like, the NFL, NBA, whatever, MLB, that's still only 720p. Video games, again, it's still generally 1080p. So, and then I might go back and play my PS3, in my 720p TV in my room. You know what I mean? So, there's no real need for me right now to get a 4K TV. So, I'm still sticking with the original PlayStation 4. The only game that I would genuinely benefit from getting a PS4 Pro right now is Assassin's Creed Unity. Then that would run at a higher frame rate. But even then, I've platinum Unity. I personally didn't have that much of a problem with the frame rate in that game anyway. Now, would I have liked for it to be a solid 30 frames? Yeah, absolutely. And eventually when I get a PS4 Pro as like my secondary PS4, like towards the end of this generation, then I'll be able to see that as a nice little perk. But I've already played the heck out of Unity. It's not like I'm dying to play that at 30 frames right now. So there's no need really for me specifically to get a PS4 Pro. Sony has handled that situation well, where it's really only for the people that have 4K TVs already. So, like I said, the PS4 Pro, it's come out halfway through the generation. It seems like, 3 years later. 3 years after 2016, the release of the PS4, is 2019. It's the perfect time for Sony to release a PlayStation 5 because we don't have many new games announced for that time period, just The Last of Us and Death Stranding. On top of that, Microsoft has shot themselves in the foot with the Xbox One X. Unless Microsoft plans to carry the Xbox One brand into multiple generations, the Xbox One X is like a year too late for that type of thing. And it's still really only a PS4 Pro. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, it's more powerful, but you get what I'm saying in regards to it's not a new console. So the Xbox One X, Microsoft released that a year too late, I feel. And now, if the PS5 comes out in 2019, Sony will have not only dominated with the PlayStation 4, they will have spread things out appropriately with the PS4 Pro. Now it's time for a proper jump to the next generation of consoles with the PlayStation 5. And Microsoft will still be, caught off because the Xbox One X, it'll be 2 years after that. Microsoft will still be pushing the Xbox One X as this big thing, even though it's not a new system. It's just another Xbox One. So Microsoft's in a complete mess with the Xbox One brand. Now obviously we see that they're trying to bring Xbox One games to the PC. Heck, we just had an article where Microsoft announced, Phil Spencer admitted that they might bring Xbox One games like Halo and Gears to PlayStation. So the Xbox brand is all over the place right now. If Sony can get a year head start with the PlayStation 5, that will be another automatic win for the next generation of consoles, and I think releasing in 2019 would do just that. The only real competition to Sony right now is Nintendo. And I like Nintendo, what they're doing with the Switch. That was a very smart idea. The Switch, it's basically a handheld and a home console in one. A lot of people are interested in that, and because of the fact that it's also a handheld, they've got their own market for that type of thing. People that would buy the DS or Game Boy, whatever, 3DS, now they're getting a Switch regardless, you know what I mean? So Nintendo, they've got that market down. Sony, I don't want them to chase the handheld market because they're not going to succeed in that. What Sony should do is basically take over the entire home console space that Sony and Microsoft once competed for. Because let's face it, like I said, the Xbox brand is pretty much dead right now. So if Sony can do that, if they can release the PS5 in 2019, be a solid leap over the PS4 Pro, even a solid leap over the Xbox One X, then, they'll be in a very good position because Microsoft will still be pushing last gen hardware, the Xbox One, and Sony will be pushing the PlayStation 5, this new generation. On top of that, Sony also has the VR section of their company with PlayStation. That's already done very well so far. If they can get a solid VR headset for the PlayStation 5, maybe have bundles. At the beginning of this generation, they bundled in the camera for certain packages. You didn't need to get it, but they had bundles for that. They could do the same type of thing with PlayStation VR for the PlayStation 5. So, personally, that's what I think is going to happen. And let's see right here. I'm trying to think what games, and I'm just now thinking about this on the spot off the top of my head. What game companies that haven't released games in a while might release exclusives for PlayStation 5 in like the first year or so? I don't know, dude. Shoot. Maybe Sony Japan. Polyphony, if they can get their act together quicker this time around, they might be able to release a Gran Turismo very soon. So that's a good idea right there. I think Guerrilla has a chance. I don't think Naughty Dog, like I said, they're doing The Last of Us. Sucker Punch. Oh, Sucker Punch. I forgot to bring up Sucker Punch earlier. Their game's probably going to be 2019 as well. Maybe that's going to be cross-gen. Who knows? But I don't think Sucker Punch would have an early generation PlayStation 5 game. I think that's going to be late PS4. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but you know, Sony, they've got so many different developers. Who knows, maybe From Software will team up with them again, you know what I mean? But regardless, I really like the position that Sony's in right now to dominate the next generation of consoles once again. And I think the PlayStation 5 is coming out in 2019. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying this is fact. I'm just saying this is what I think. Another thing I want to bring up real quick before I end this video. A couple of years ago, I had released this video where it was about what I would like to see for the PlayStation 5 in regards to the big new feature. I would like for them to have like PlayStation Home fully integrated into the XMB for the PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? That I think would be huge. That would be so awesome to have your own virtual world as the XMB. That would just be crazy. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What features do you want in the PlayStation 5? When do you think it's coming out? Let me know in the comments. And like I said, definitely keep an eye out for all the different PlayStation 5 videos I'm going to start posting next year, 2018. You know, I'm already excited for this stuff, dude. I know we've got so many big games coming out, but my goodness, dude, a new generation of consoles is always exciting. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and keep it frosty.
Guess what?